Hare Krishna, everyone. Ashok Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Gopal Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
If you
Krishna,
are
Prabhu.
willing, Hari Bol Dandavat, if you are willing to do, I think you should do it. No problem. Hare Krishna, Ramanand San Prabhu, Hari Bol. Let me share the screen. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiret Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Nastaki हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत और राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कंचना गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पातरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैवश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी प्रसाद सतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे राम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य ही दिवांग श्री प्रभुपाद की जय संबल भक्त की जय निताय गौरा प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल की जय Hare Krishna. Thank you all for your participation so far and being so enthusiastic and coming on every Sunday morning. I personally think having Bhagavatam class on morning time is very auspicious. So yesterday we had Bhagavatam class in temple. And I might like extending that to the devotees who are willing to join, even if they don't want certificate, if they just want to come and be part of this class and hear Bhagavatam. Some of those who are, I mean, few of you who are interested to get certificate, you can get certificate, and remaining can just come and hear, because it's very important for devotees to know Bhagavatam systematically before they can do, or before they study anything else, because that will help them understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness a little bit in a very deeper way. So we are in a context where Sonakrisi is asking question. Sonakrisi headed by other sages asking questions to Sutta Goswami. So what was the inspiration of Vyasdev to compile Srimad Bhagavatam? Right, that we answered up to seventh chapter, verse number 12. By verse number 12, this question was answered. Now, the second question is, what is the birth and activity of Parikshit Maharaj? And we started this in seventh chapter, title Son of Drona was punished. Under that, we had discussion that Aswathama wanted to kill Maharaj Parikshit in the womb of his mother, and then Krishna saved him. And as soon as that chapter got over, again it's kind of a little bit got derouted. We started talking about chapter 8, prayers of Queen Kunti. And in chapter 9, we started talking about lamentation of Yudhishthira Maharaj and passing away of Bhishma Dev. 10 now was talking about Sri Krishna leaving the Dwaraka, Hastinapur. That's the 10th chapter. And 11th chapter was talking about Sri Krishna entering into Dwaraka. So you can see that from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, these 4 chapters didn't talk the theme or the discussion that we had in 7th chapter. So from 12th chapter now, again, sages are coming back and saying that we have not completed hearing the birth and activities of Parikshit Maharaj. So kindly, my dear Sita Goswami, please narrate that pastime. So again, from here, we are picking up the pastime, and this will birth and activities. So we'll have few chapters that will talk about his birth, and then his activities, such as how he protected uh, Dhara and Dharani, Mother Cow and Bull, and then his ruling, him getting cursed, all of that we are going to get into, and then finally him leaving the kingdom of Hastinapur because he knew that in 7 days he's going to uh, leave this material world, and he meeting with Sukadeva Goswami, 18 and 19, and then we are done with this canto. So that's the theme. In fact, entire first canto from chapter 4, 1, 2, 3, first, second, and third chapter, and some part of fourth chapter is answering the 6 questions the sages are asking. And then after that, we have been talking about second questions. No, sorry, the first one, inspiration of Vyasa to compile Srimad Bhagavatam, which is 4, 5, 6. And then we are going to discuss about Parikshit Maharaj birth and activities. So it's very important, to have that in back of our mind, so that as we are going from chapter to chapter, we know what is the context of the discussion. Clear, Prabhuji, before we move to the next one?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Thank
Prabhu.
you. Thank you. So let's move to the next one. So it will basically start talking about his birth. So this is a summary of each chapter. So Sonak Rishi again inquire about Parikshit Maharaj. He says, we want to hear about birth, activity, death, and destination of Parikshit, who was saved in the womb, came back. And then that happened while Yudhishthira Maharaj was still the king. So Yudhishthira exemplary ruling, quality, opulences, and detachment of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Then Lord Krishna protecting Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of mother Uttama Uttara. So how Parikshit Maharaj has vision of Lord. We'll talk about that. And then all the ceremonies that happens after Parikshit Maharaj took birth. And then Brahmanas are coming together and they are predicting the future quality of Parikshit Maharaj. And that's beautiful discussion. What are the qualities of Parikshit Maharaj? So we'll today try to go up to verse number 18. 16 and 17 talks about child will be known as Vishnu Rata, the son of Vishnu. And he would be a first class devotee, right? So we'll have some discussion there also, that we all have started our bhakti. We are trying to be sincere and serious. But what is the chance that our sons and daughters will be devotee like ourselves, right? Because that was the type of questions that Yudhishthira Maharaj has. He was curious that that's why he's asking, what is his future qualities? Is he going to be a devotee or not a devotee? Because everybody in Pandav family, all Pandavas, Mother Queen Kunti, all of them are devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So for sure, that type of question comes in the mind, that is he going to be devotee of Lord or not? The answer is he is Vishnu Rata, son of Vishnu, and he would be a first class devotee. So then Yudhishthira further inquire about the child's future qualities, and Parikshit Maharaj's future qualities compared to that of the famous personalities. So that's beautiful section. 16 to 19 is beautiful, beautiful section. We'll spend some time there in this chapter. Most of the time we'll try to spend there, 16 to 19. And then he's will take advantage of death notice and submit to hearing process. So that was also predicted that at the final days of his life, he will be cursed also. All of that is predicted. And then he is going to take advantage of hearing submissively the name, form, quality, and pastime of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then, as we know, that Parikshit Maharaj did some yajna. So Parikshit Maharaj is now growing up, and the Yudhishthira Maharaj is performing the yajna. So that's how this chapter will finish. So it's very interesting to know the birth and activity of Parikshit Maharaj. So Sonak Rishi inquired about Parikshit Maharaj. Verse number 1 to 3. Maharaj Parikshit, Sonak Rishi is asking, in the womb of Uttara was saved by Lord from the invincible Brahmastra, Brahmastra released by Yashodhama. We had this discussion in 7th chapter. They are saying Sonak Rishis are Sonak Rishis. Rishi, when I say means Sonak Rishi, headed by other sages. We all want to hear about the birth, activity, death, and destination of Maharaj Parikshit, to whom Sukadeva Goswami imparted transcendental knowledge. Quality of Yudhishthira Maharaj is mentioned in verse number 4. So Sutta Vacha, Sutta Goswami is saying, Api Palad Dharmaraja Pitravad Ranjayan Prajaha, citizens. Nihi Aspriha Sarvakame Vya Krishna Padhanu Sevaya. Beautiful, beautiful verse. So that was Swami said so many beautiful verses, his way of expression is to the point. Great says, So he's saying, Api Palad Dharmarajaha. Palad means the person who take care, protection, Palad means give you protection to citizens. So Api Palad Dharma and follows the Dharma. So in protecting his citizens and following the Dharma, he was the best. So he administered generously. So he took care of his citizens very carefully. Pitravad says here. Pitravad means he acted like a father. Hmm. This is a lesson also for devotees who are who are who are having some services to look after the devotee. They should act like Pitravad, was like a father. And Pitravad Rajyan Prajaha, please the citizen. Ranjayan, Ranjayan, Ranjayan means acted for the happiness of the citizen. It's a very important point to be noted. He administered very generously. Apipalad Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja here refers to Yudhishthira also. And Raja Dharma Apipalad means he protected the citizens, teaching them, guiding them the principle of Dharma. He pleased the citizens and was free from the personal desire for sense gratification. Ni aspriha sarva kamebhya. He was ni aspriha sarva kamebhya. Free of personal desire for sense gratification. Krishna padanu sevaya. So he developed all of this quality due to his continuous service unto Krishna lotus feet. So you can see here, devotees, we are seeing the qualities of Yudhishthira Maharaj. And then this verse at the end, it says that Krishna Padanu Sevaya. And very clearly in the translation, it says all of this quality that we are seeing in Yudhishthira Maharaj is due to his continuous service unto Krishna's lotus feet. Krishna Padanu Sevaya. So he is a devotee, first class devotee, pure devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And due to his devotion towards Supreme Personality of Godhead, all of these qualities have manifested. Shraddha Shabda Vishwas Kaha Dridha Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarvakara Siddhiyaya. Just by serving the lotus feet of Krishna, all other endeavors are all endeavors are being perfected, is being achieved. In 12th chapter, when Krishna spoke about bhakti, he is going through the details and talking about what are the different types of bhakti, and then he gives the quality. What will be the quality of a person who have performed devotional service and has achieved these goals or achieved these stages. So bhakti has different stages, and Krishna is saying in that chapter that the very bottom is at least one should be acting as a niskam karma, taking the limbs of varnashram dharma, and then if one is advancing, then one should engage their body, physical body, and engage in acting for Krishna. And then if that person advance further, then he should engage his senses. Engagement of senses means whenever senses are going out of the sense object, which are not related to Krishna, trying to bring it to Krishna. And that further grows to a vyas, where one has formed conviction, that is nishtha stage. And then he says that further goes to mananatmika bhakti, where one mind and intelligence is always trying to absorb. But if one follows mananatmika bhakti very carefully, then he can come to the stage of asmanatmika bhakti. And what will happen at that stage? Asmartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavya na jatsut. One will be in the remembrance of Supreme Personality of Godhead at all the time. And then he gives the qualities that at each stage, what are the qualities of a person? So if you are in a Smaranatmika Bhakti, should I show the slide, Ashok Prabhu, or are you following? Are you all following? Should I show something?
If you show the slide, that'll be nice, Prabhu.
Okay.
We'll just revise things for us.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. Chapter 12, I have to go to chapter 12, Prabhuji. Yeah, it's nice because, we have to understand in this particular context, it says that all of these qualities that he is depicting is coming because of his strong devotion to Krishna. So just by saying that, what does it mean? What does it mean for us? So we have to understand that he was first class devotee. So I'm not going to get to this slide. So in chapter 12, from verse number 8 to verse number 12, Krishna is giving the order. And he asked Arjun, oh Arjun, Asmaranatmika bhakti should be top class bhakti, where you are always remembering me and never forgetting me. We are not even close to this. At least I don't, thousands and millions miles away from there. I still have a lot of other things that I'm doing. My mind still has some other occupancy. But our occupancy should be up to this state where we are always thinking about Krishna. But he says if you cannot do that, then engage into Mananatmika Bhakti, where you are fixing your mind and intelligence exclusively on me, he said. So Mananatmika Bhakti can lead to Asmaranatmika Bhakti. But if you cannot do Asmaranatmika, do Mananatmika. And he says if you cannot even do this one, then come down. He says that do the sadhana bhakti, abhyas rupa, where you are practicing regulative principles and trying to bring your mind. Whenever your mind goes out of Krishna, you are trying to bring it down. So that's why sadhana bhakti, that's the stage more or less we are. Our mind is not. This is also a little higher stage. You will know that a little later. But at this stage, mind is still going away from Krishna, and devotee is trying to bring the mind. Krishna says if you cannot even do that one, then do external engagement. So these three are internal. These three stages are done through mind and intelligence. And then he says that if you cannot do this theory, then do this external bhakti, where you engage in doing the services for me. And if you cannot even do that, then come to Niskam Karma stage, where Karma Phala Tyagam, leave all the results of the work that you are doing. So this is further summarized. So verse number 8 to 11, Krishna presents these stages. And then in verse number 12, he summarizes. He says that, in verse number 8 to 11, this is what I have said. So verse number 12 says, Sreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanat dhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karam phala tyagas tyagat santiranantaram. Means he's saying that Asmaranatmika bhakti is higher than Mananatmika bhakti. Mananatmika bhakti is higher than sadhana. Why Asmaranatmika bhakti is higher? Because in Asmaranatmika bhakti, one has karm phal tyaga. Karm phal tyaga means anyavilasita sunyam gyan karma dhyanavritam. One is free from gyan and karma. Their endeavor is not for gyan and karma. So we are studying Bhakti Vaibhav or Bhakti Shastri or other courses. Our endeavor is not for gyan. Our endeavor is Bhakti Gyan. We are trying to understand this subject to enhance our devotion towards Krishna. It's not the knowledge that is literally being used, in sense of jnana aspect. So jnana dhyanam vishishyate. This mananatmika bhakti refers to jnana, is better than sadhana bhakti. And then dhyanat karma phala tyaga. Why? Because in dhyana stage you are free from this jnana and karma endeavor. And once that's done, Tyagat Santir Anantaram. With that sacrifice, living being achieve eternal peace. Very, very important. So bhakti is, Krishna says, by bhakti only living being can achieve eternal peace. And very clearly he compares dhyanam, jnanam, and abhyas. So then he starts giving the qualities here. So that's the quality I wanted to highlight. So he gives the quality and he says that the devotee who have these qualities, devotees who have these stages would depict the following quality. And he starts from Asparanatmika Bhakti. So first series of verses here, you can go and read once again if you like, talks about what are the quality of a devotee who are in very higher stage, Asparanatmika Bhakti. So he says, let's read, some of those. He is saying, Advesta Sarva Bhutanam Maitra Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankara Samadukha Sukha Chami. So these are the quality we are seeing in Maharaj Yudhishthir, not envious towards anyone, friendly to all. We just saw that Apipalad Dharmaraja, he was very, very protective and careful, you know, kind and merciful to all, free from sense of proprietorship, free from false ego or identification with body, equal in happiness and distress, forgiving and tolerant, satisfied always in devotional service, self-controlled, determined, mind and intelligence fixed on me. See here? That's what we were talking here. So these are the quality of a devotee who are, the first one is, you know, Smaranatmika Bhakti, and from 8 to 11 is Smaranatmika Bhakti. So likewise, Krishna is giving how the quality of a person evolves when they advance in Krishna consciousness. So advancement in Krishna consciousness uh, means development of good qualities. Okay, good qualities, and these are the qualities that Krishna is talking. So this is a beautiful set of verses that one can anytime go and read. That's why I like also doing this Bhakti Sastri and other teaching courses, because this gives me option all the time. Right now I'm talking about it. It's reminding me, that these are the milestone. So you also, also be actively engaged in preaching program and preach from the Shastra, whatever the way Shastra is teaching. That way you will also learn, and the people who are hearing from you, they will advance. They will advance. Even 1 or 2%, that's fine. But give them right teachings. So very nicely, this Maharaj's quality has been mentioned here, and that verse says that those qualities have developed because he was Krishna's devotees. Okay, so the quality comes through the devotional service. Devotional service should lead towards having some of these qualities. Anything that we do, it's for transformation of our consciousness. So is it clear what I was trying to say in that verse, or should I talk a little bit?
Nice.
So that's why this verse is, things are connected, Prabhus, but that's why we have to study. If you study, then you can go back and forth and see, okay, from where this thing is being cited. What's the background? It's just, one line mentioned here, but it is deep. It's very deep line, deep statement. So that's what it's saying here, that due to his continuous service unto Krishna's lotus feet, he has developed all of these qualities. Krishna Padanusevaya. So what are his opulences? News of his wealth, fame, sacrifices, and their destination, Queen's brothers, land, and lordship over Jamadipa, reach the higher planets. So news of his wealth, fame, sacrifices, all of that was, again, this Jambudipa word is mentioned here, but that would take me in a different direction, but I'll just run through it. So we'll talk that in 5th canto. His opulences were so great that the heavenly denizens desired them. Wow. Shura Asparaha. Asparaha means desire. Aspiriha. Bhukti Mukti Aspiriha. They desire. Shura means demigod, saintly person. So his opulences were so great that heavenly denizens desired them, but he was unattracted to them, being absorbed in the Lord's service. Mukunda Manasho. So through this series of verses, there are 2 lines being drawn in parallel. One line is talking about Yudhishthira Maharaj's qualities, how great, how powerful he was. And what is the second line? What is the second line? Can somebody guess?
Hmm.
His devotion to Krishna.
Oh, devotion. Okay.
Yeah. So he has, his all good qualities are being mentioned. And then it's also been mentioned that he was always absorbed in devotional service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. What does it mean? Means his good qualities were outcome of his devotion towards Krishna. Saraguna Samahite. A person who has devotion towards Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that one who is devotee has all the good quality. But the one who does not have devotion, maybe there are some quality that will appear, but that is also temporary. So the devotion of Yudhishthira Maharaj towards Krishna is emphasized here in terms of his devotional qualities, or in terms of his qualities, or taking the reference of his qualities, his devotion towards Krishna is expressed here. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Then from here, we are changing the theme now. From here, we are going to talk Krishna's getting into the womb of Mother Uttara, and Parikshit Maharaj had darshan of Krishna. So when Parikshit was suffering from the heat of Brahmastra in the womb of his mother, he could see the Supreme Lord. So the heat was when Aswathama threw Brahmastra. Our Acharya says that Parikshit Maharaj was in fact not almost, but he was dead. It was so intense, scorching heat that a baby cannot survive the heat. So when Krishna entered in the womb, Krishna revived his life back. So Parikshit Maharaj was killed by Aswathama. The baby cannot, bear the heat and suffering that was caused by Brahmastra. So when Krishna entered, he revived the children back, Parikshit Maharaj back. So when Parikshit was suffering from the heat of Brahmastra in the womb of his mother, he could see the Supreme Lord. So as Krishna entered into his womb, very nicely, we have to spend some time on this verse. It says that Angushtha Matram Amalam. You know Angushta, right? Angutha. Angushtha Matram Amalam. Asfurat Urat Maulinam. Apivaya Darshanam Swamam. Darshanam Swamam means darshan of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tadid Vasham Achyutam. So, Lord, he was only of thumb high, but he was all transcendental. He had yellow, he has yellow dhoti and helmet of a blazing gold. He had a very beautiful blackish infallible body, and he wore a dress of lighting as he was seen by the child. So he says that Krishna was only of thumb high, but he has all transcendental qualities. He was looking in all his feature. So our Acharya says that since Krishna had to enter in the womb of Mother Uttara, his height was of thumb high. But when Parikshit Maharaj is looking at Krishna, he saw full Krishna, regular size Krishna. He didn't, see Krishna in his thumb size with all of his feature. No.
Prabhu, I did not follow. did not
Yeah,
call it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Parikshit Maharaj is seeing size of thumb and Krishna.
Krishna entered into the womb of Mother Uttara
Okay,
as thumb size because it was womb.
but you said full size. Who has seen full size?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Okay.
So that's the inconceivable. So Krishna entered in the womb, and Acharya says that his size was thumb size. But when the baby Parikshit in the womb, when he had darshan, the verse number 7 says that Parikshit was suffering from the heat of Brahmastra, and then he had the darshan of Supreme Lord. Dadarsa Purusham. So when he saw Krishna, so what I'm saying is that he didn't see Krishna in his thumb size, a small head, a small hand. It was not like that. That's what I'm saying. Although Krishna entered, Krishna's size was of thumb size in the womb of Mother Uttara, but Parikshit Maharaj has a full regular darshan, like you and I, are. We are in the regular size, whatever size Krishna has given us. So saying that I saw Ramacharya, he was looking tiny. No, it's not like that. Krishna got into a tiny size to adjust himself in the womb, but his darshan to Parikshit Maharaj was full size. Prabhuji, clear, Prabhuji? Or still
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu, clear.
So this is now, if you ask me how it's possible, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to accept that. I don't know. And I should not even try to answer that how it's possible, Achintya Sakti. But 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 Parikshit Maharaj has full darshan. So this is very amazing, to learn and understand that how this could happen. The Lord was enriched with 4 hands, earrings of molten gold, and eyes blood red with fury as he loitered about. His glove constantly encircled him like a shooting star. And then the Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of the Brahmastra, just as the sun evaporates a drop of dew. He was observed by the child who thought about who he was. So, Parikshit, the meaning of Parikshit means, Parikshit word comes from Pariksha. Parikshiti iti, Pariksha iti Parikshite. The one who does examination of everything, searching if Krishna is here, or if I can have that, same experience. In 6th chapter, it's mentioned that Narad Muni, uh, through his meditation, he had a glimpse of the Krishna's darshan, and that glimpse very quickly disappeared. And after that disappearance, Narad Muni was like very much, perplexed and closing his eyes and focusing, trying to focus it so that I can have the darshan. I want that darshan, the vision that I had of Supreme Lord. But he couldn't do that. And then, Krishna revealed that in this life you cannot have more darshan of me because I just gave you my darshan so that you can look for it. You will search for it. And in that search, your devotional service will become pragad. That will become very, very, condensed. And next life, you'll see him in full. So that experience drove Narad Muni. Why I mentioned that? Similar, experience is here. That Parikshit Maharaj had darshan of Krishna, and then that experience, when he came out, he was searching for it. That's why his name is Parikshit. He's searching, he's examining each and every object and see if he can have that same experience. And as Krishna entered into the womb, there are few analogy here. It says that the fire was very scorching. The heat was very scorching for Parikshit Maharaj. But as Krishna entered, he took all the radiation of the Brahmastra out as the sun evaporates a drop of dew. If you remember in um, Bhakti Shastri, we had this type of questions. What does it mean? So what does it mean that the sun evaporates a drop of dew? And it's mean that the way the context it's given, it's reflecting how the scorching radiation of Brahmastra was vanquished, was completely vanquished by the presence of Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was observed by the child. And as the scorching heat is disappearing, now Parikshit Maharaj is having darshan. Oh, who is this person? I was suffering in a scorching heat. And by just his presence, the heat is gone. And who is this effulgent person? He was absorbed in thinking about Krishna. While thus being observed by the child, Supreme Personality of Godhead, the super soul of everyone, and the protector of the righteous, who stretches in all directions and who is unlimited by the time and space, disappeared at once. Exactly very similar type of experience Parikshit Maharaj has. When everything was set up, the influence of Brahmastra was completely vanquished, and that time Supreme Personality of Godhead disappeared. Any question here so far? Anything anybody would like to talk or discuss before we go to the next topic?
I have one question on this.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Parikshit Maharaj is so fortunate because I think before taking the birth itself, he has the darshan of Krishna. So is there anywhere any reference is there for Parikshit Maharaj to get that fortunate opportunity? What he was in the previous life or something like that? What he did, that kind of austerity or anything?
Thank you for asking that question. Very good question. Yes.
Anywhere it is mentioned or any Shastra reference we have it?
So this is a very good question, Prabhu, you are asking. Extremely good and thoughtful question. There is not much mention about this, but why he had darshan, the first part is really not much mention, that he was a great sage and he had to go through this experience. I haven't read, there might be some, I don't know at this point. The answer is that there might be some, but I haven't come across. But why he had this opportunity? This opportunity he had not because of him. This opportunity was because of Pandavas
Pandavas.
being, yes, being devotee of Krishna, unalloyed devotee of Krishna. That was his credit. So, Prabhu's, your devotion is credit to your mom and dad. They might not be, very super exalted personality. Your devotion towards Krishna is credit for them. Prahlad Maharaj's devotion was credit for Hiranyakashipu. Was it not? But he was killed by Krishna, Nrsimhadev. And Krishna in that context says, as Nrsimhadev, that your 21, before and 21 after, all of them will be, liberated. So Parikshit Maharaj's strength is not his personal strength. Of course, he was exalted. After this, seeing the Krishna, definitely he became exalted devotee, and he would be exalted devotee. He's exalted devotee. But but opportunity for him to see Krishna is big due to bhakti that Queen Kunti and Pandavas and other family members have done towards Krishna. And your bhakti is also going to save your sons and daughters and grandsons. No doubt about it. So that strength there, since Krishna has been saving Pandavas because of their devotion towards him, he also protected the grandson of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Yudhishthir Maharaj, and that's why there are qualities of Yudhishthir Maharaj mentioned before. Suddenly you will see that we are talking about his birth, right? And then his quality comes. And then in that quality, what I just spoke few minutes back, there are two lines drawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
One line is his qualities. And other line, second line is his devotion towards Krishna. And then again, suddenly we start talking about this. So you have to understand that this devotion that Yudhishthira Maharaj has, devotion that Yudhishthira Maharaj has for Krishna, that devotion is protecting. That devotion will protect, his dynasty. That devotion will protect his grandson. So the protection that he's getting here is coming because of the staunch devotion Pandavas have for Supreme Personality of Godhead.
No, I understand that, Prabhu. So because of the devotion, he got this opportunity. But suppose if we talk about Devaki and Vasudeva, they did a lot of austerity. Because of that, Krishna born as a child to them.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of connection, or maybe if you want to find out, you can that will really help. Because my question is, of anyone, he was the one so fortunate to get the darshan before taking the birth itself. So what kind of austerity I think he has done to get such kind of
His
life?
past life. His
Yeah,
past life.
his
Do you know
past
his
life.
past life, Ramananda Prabhu?
No,
Okay.
I haven't heard of it yet.
I think it's clear to me is that it's the intense devotion of
Yeah.
his family towards Krishna, which
Yes.
led to that. If there's no other reference given, because if the reference was given, we would have known, because he's such a personality where so much known about Parikshit Maharaj, because Srimad Bhagavatam is because of him. They would have given the previous, his previous birth or so. But I think it's
But we'll
because
look for that. But that's a good area of research. Yeah.
Might be somewhere in that 18 Purana, somewhere it should be there. But yeah, in
Yeah.
Devi Bhagavatam or in Srimad Bhagavatam, I didn't see the references.
Right. So here is another thing.
Even for Arjuna also, Naranarayana will they say. So because there is a lot of connection between Krishna in his previous life.
Right.
So because of that, he got the opportunity to listen the Bhagavad Gita directly from Krishna.
Right.
Right. Right. So Parikshit Maharaj definitely is an exalted personality, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Definitely he is he's powerful personality, so that he is even getting opportunity to take shelter in the womb of Mother Uttara. That's for sure. But also you have to understand the potential of devotion that his forefathers had towards Krishna, because devotee can make anyone jump their lives. I don't know if you have thought about that or not. Like normally when we go for a preaching program, right? And you like somebody, and you start working with somebody, and due to your attraction with that person and that person being attracted to you, you make that person devotee. You don't know how many life cycle that person has jumped, and who has made that jump. You have made that jump because of your devotion. Bhakta can this is very nicely mentioned. Yadrikshaya, and it was also mentioned in 6th chapter. So Yadriksha word is being used for bhakti. So bhakta, devotee, can make anyone, if they desire, devotee. And when you make somebody devotee, you don't know how many life cycle you have, helped that person to jump. Okay, so because if one has to get the bhakti spontaneously, then they have to accumulate the agyat sukriti, birth after birth after birth after birth, and once that agyat sukriti cross the threshold, then that person will have shraddha. Shraddha sabda, shraddha sadhu sangha bhajan kriya anartha nivritti, that you have heard. So the shraddha is not something that is very, uh, very cheap. Having Shraddha, form Shraddha in Krishna, it doesn't come. It comes from previous past credit, But devotee can transplant Shraddha in any person. If if somebody attached to you, that person is hearing, they're ready to do anything for you, you can transplant Shraddha, which is going to come through so many births. So you have to also understand that your bhakti of a pure devotee is very, very powerful. And who is the perfect example? Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, when he came in America, all of these people were Malacha. They in fact asked. Prabhupada said, no, 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 no. Don't think that you have started doing devotion. I have given you. Do you know that pastime, Prabhu? Western devotee, they were asking. They said, Prabhu,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Krish-
It's in one of his Leela Maharaj. I think
Yes.
yeah,
So
it's in the
Prabhupada said that,
fourth
no,
book. Yeah,
I have transplanted. I have, given. So yes, bhakta can give bhakti, and you can help a soul to jump many lives. So these are some of the example. So we have to, I understand your question very nicely, but here the way context is set up, the way theme is set up, the emphasis is given on him coming as a grandson of Yudhishthira Maharaj. The devotion of Yudhishthira Maharaj, his righteousness is helping him. And for sure he was elevated soul and all of that, but I have to stick with the theme that is being presented here. There might be something else somewhere, but we know only as much as our acharyas teaches us. That's also very important thing, to know. I don't know more, I don't know less. I only know whatever acharya reveals to us. Acharya is saying XYZ, that's all. Right? I'm just going to stick with that. That type of mindset also we have to take. So here, Yudhishthira Maharaj's devotion is emphasized, and Pandava's, devotion is emphasized, which is helping. But as Ramananda Prabhu said, and you can also research it, I'll also look into it. I haven't come across anything like that, or even I haven't thought about the way you are asking this question. This is a very good question, by the way. So this is a kind of cursor for me to little bit look into it. But at this stage, I can also not tell something that I'm not 100% sure about.
Yeah,
But this is
as
a
you
good.
said, Prabhu, like it makes more sense that whatever his previous life is, like he might have done some good deeds so that he got into a family like Pandavas, number one. And number two is because of the devotion that Pandavas are having towards Krishna. So that's something like it has given Parikshit the opportunity to see the Lord, Vishwarup,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And Prahlad Maharaj, take the example of Prahlad Maharaj, Prabhuji. There is nothing mentioned about Prahlad Maharaj's previous life. But Prahlad Maharaj was taught in the womb of his mother by
Narada.
whom? By whom?
By Narada.
What happened?
So
What
he
happened to
instruct,
him?
he has given all the instructions about the God and all those things. By
Right. And
Vishnu.
what happened to Prahlad Maharaj? He was a supremely powerful devotee, right?
Yes.
And he had a darshan of
Yeah, darshan of Krishna.
direct, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There is not much mention about what was his previous life. So there are many examples in the in the Shastra, in Bhagavatam also, many, where Dhruv Maharaj, take the example of Dhruv Maharaj, his past life is not mentioned. Who he was, he was a Varuna or these, nothing. Yes, I understand. Uh, uh, there are mention about Devki and Vasudev because they did the sadhana, and there is also some technical difficulty there. The position of Yashoda and Nand Maharaj versus position of Vasudev and Devki, Nitya Siddha versus Sadhana Siddha. So that's a different subject, but I'm just trying to run through some of the example where devotee has personally empowered somebody, and Prahlad Maharaj was empowered by Narad Muni. And then what that empowerment did, exactly same thing. Lord came, killed Hiranyakashipu, and he was so angry that even Mother Lakshmi cannot come in front of him. Only Prahlad Maharaj can go. Dhruv Maharaj, who empowered him, who made him devotee, Narad Muni. And what had the end of that story? He directly had vision of Lord. And Lord came, touched Dhruv Maharaj with his counsel, and as soon as he touched, all of the contamination that he had, his desire was he wanted to be king, right? He wanted to be greater king than Uttama, who was gotten the kingdom of his father. That was his motivation of bhakti. But since he engaged in bhakti of Lord Vishnu, Vishnu came and he touched with his counsel all of that desire. And he said, my dear Lord, I was looking for broken, glass, pieces of broken glass. I didn't know you were gold, you were diamond. So there are many examples that devotee can empower a soul to have darshan of Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's not only here, but there are other examples in the Shastra too.
Yes, Prabhu.
So with that, but thank you so much for asking. This is I was also not thinking about that. I just assumed that that is the case, but it triggered a little bit different way of thinking. So then we are going to talk about Parikshit Maharaj's birth and then the different ceremonies that took place after his birth. But it's good progress so far. I mean, in one class we did 11 verses, beautiful verses. It's a good progress. Before we adjourn, any other realization anybody has that they would like to share? Anything you want to ask and share, Prabhuji? Ashok Prabhu?
No, Prabhu. Thank you so much for spending time at 7:30. So, Deepa Mataji couldn't join today, right? I mean, because of her.
Yeah. I think she is. I think her classes might have moved or something.
Okay.
No,
We'll
her
see.
daughter, she's going to college, I think,
Oh,
this
okay.
morning.
Today or this
Yeah,
morning?
she messaged in the group. Yeah.
Oh, she
Oh,
did? Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
Prabhu. I didn't see that. Oh,
all
Deepa.
right.
Yeah, Minu is leaving Prabhuji now. I'll miss today's class. Yeah, she's just sent a message. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Okay.
Vanchkalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyavasya patitanam
Oh,
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Simple Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavin ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Thank you,
all
Hare
right.
Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
See you
Prabhu.
in the Kirtan today. Hari Bol.